Hey Greg, this is Michael. Michael, you talked with him on the phone, and he is our technician to show you through everything. So
I did, Greg. Hope everything's going well for you. This is your leveling system control pad. Your on-off button is on the right side, and it clearly states on-off. When you get to your spot and you're already disassembled from the truck, the only thing you have to do is hit auto level. The trailer's going to level itself out, and then it's going to drop 4 legs in the rear, so you have 6 points of stability.
probably making him dizzy here. Now it's doing the left side, right?
That's right.
This way, auto level. Pretty easy. Push of a button and good to go.
Once the leveling is complete, it'll say auto level successful, and then you know that you're good to go.
You're good to go. What's the bed, ODS, DS?
These are isolation valves. Since the 3 slides in the rear run off hydraulics, there's only one button. That way, if you push one button, they're all 3 are going to come in. If you want to control the situation, bedroom slide, if I close that valve, the bedroom slide will not move in or out. Opposite door side, which would be the next one in line, and then door side slide.
Okay.
So all 3 hydraulic, and the ones in the front are electric. They have their own buttons, so you can control each room whether you want one to come out or all of them to come out.
Oh, nice.
So it definitely gives you flexibility. There we go.
Level success.
Level success.
All right.
To bring them up, all you do is hit retract. You hold the rear button, and then you'll bring them up manually.
Okay.
Or you can visually take a look
Let's see
and see if they're up. And those are the basics. You do have a DVD that comes with it. So if you get hung up, you can either give me a call, or you can take a look at the DVD. It's actually a CD-ROM, but you'd want to take a look at that.
Cool.
Okay, Greg, we talked about dewinterizing the trailer, and that's something you guys are going to have to do when it gets there. You'd want to hook your city water hose up to here, flush all the pink stuff out inside, so you run their faucets, flush the toilet, kitchen sink. Once all the pink stuff's gone, you want to turn it to winterizing off, and you want to turn the bypass on the water heater off. So these 2 levers need to be in the off position after you flush the pink stuff out of the lines. This lever here, if you're hooked up to city water, you can add water to the freshwater tank by filling it here, turning it to fill. Otherwise, if you don't need that and you have hookups, you don't need to worry about it. That's only for remote camping. So you keep it on normal flow and use the city water hookup. You can also fill your freshwater tank here, or you can do it here. So there's 2 ways you can fill that freshwater tank up. This is a black tank flush. There's a sprinkler inside that black tank, so after you dump it, you keep the black gate valve open, you dump your waste. Once that's done, you hook a fresh water line up to here and you let it run for a few minutes and clean that tank out. This is a free guard system. This is for winterizing. You'd hook a siphon hose up to here, turn your pump on, and you'd suck the antifreeze out of the jug into the trailer here. But you can call me if you get ready to do that. We can go over it. Now, everything we went over is here in the Convenience Center operating instructions. So everything that we went over containing to this area here, they'll break it down there for you.
Great. And that blue hose is to hook up for like an outside shower, right?
It is.
If you got hot and cold water out here to wash the dogs or spray your feet off.
Put a spray nozzle on the end of it and you'll be set. If you're going to have cable TV or satellite TV, your inputs are here. Cable's top, the bottom 2 are satellite, one's for the bedroom, one's for the living room. But if you're going to do cable, it'll splice and do living room and bedroom. You got 2 30-pound propane tanks, those are both full and ready to go. This is your indicator, and there's a supply line indicator here. So right now I'm pointing to this tank, it's to the rear. Once it runs empty, it turns red and switches over automatically to the other side. So if you walk up to here and it's pointing to this tank and it's green, it's still working off this tank. If the indicator is red, that means this tank is emptied and it's running off the other side. So it does switch over automatically. You just have to come out here and take a look at it and see which tank is empty.
outside entertainment. Oh, sorry.
There's your clip to unlock it. This one actually swings out and swivels. So
Nice.
You can point it to different directions. This is also your DVD player, so it does AM, FM, CD, DVD. You can do MP3, audio, video input. There's a USB hookup here, so there's a lot of things you can do with this. There's your power button. Okay, this is your 50 amp power supply cord. Actually, this is our contraption, but you have a solid 50 amp power supply cord, and you have all the adapters to go with it. So you got 50 to 30, you got 30 to 15, and so any situation that comes up, you'll have the right plug and right adapter for it. Now, if you have it adapted down to 15 amps, you won't be able to run your air conditioner or microwave, which is a standard household outlet, but you should be able to do everything else with it. All right, this is how you're going to dump your sewer tank. First thing you need to do is take the cap off. Now, you can either hard pipe it on with PVC, or you can get a temporary, disposable RV sewer hose. But you connect it here, you run it out to whatever you're going to dump it into. Once that is complete, you'd wait for your tanks to fill up, and there's monitors inside that let you know how full each level is, and I'll go over those with you. But anyways, connect your sewer hose here. There's a black gate valve in here, and there's a gray. They're both labeled. The black is for toilet, gray would be for drain water. So all you do is pull the black, let the wastewater empty. Once that's emptied, you leave this gate valve open. You walk over to the convenience center, and you hook up a fresh water hose to the sewer tank flush that we went over. Let it run for about 3 or 4 minutes just to clean the tank out. Once it's done, you shut the hose off, close the valve, and you're done with the black tank. Now there's a gray tank next to it, which is for the bathroom, sink, and shower. You'll pull this one next, and that'll empty your drain water. Now with this trailer, you got 2 gray tanks. The second gray tank is going to be for the kitchen sink. That gate valve is going to be over here, next to this landing here. You'll pull that, and that'll empty the kitchen sink water. So this is gray tank 2, which is also known as the galley, and you'll do that one last. Close them up when you're done. Next to your water heater, it'll run off electricity or propane, or both. If you want it to run off electricity, there's an on-off switch here. So once you get it dewinterized, the last thing you do is turn this switch on. And then it'll heat off electricity. If you want to heat it off propane, there's a button inside. You hit a button, it fires up automatically, and it'll run off propane. After you dewinterize it, you flush all the pink stuff out of the lines. To make sure I have water in this water heater, you open this pressure relief valve, and water should come off the top of it. That way, you know you got water all the way to the top of the tank. We definitely don't want to turn this on with no water in it. So we just want to double check after we dewinterize it that there is water all the way to the top of the tank. We got 7 remotes. It's not camping unless you have 7 remotes. So we're going to go through all these. This one will turn the fireplace on. Now the fireplace runs solely off electricity, which is great because you're not going to burn up all your propane. But in any case, this will just simply turn the fireplace on and off. This remote will actually do some functions on the trailer. You can run the slides in and out with it. You can run the main awning in and out with it. And you can run the front jacks up and down with it. So the front jacks, the power awning, and the main slides, which would be the 3 hydraulic slides in the rear, you can do off this remote. You can also turn outside security lights on and off with this remote. This one will do the Sony TV, and that's your big screen. This will do the AV system, so this will do surround sound. So you got an AM, FM, CD, DVD player inside the coach. So this remote is for that. This is for the bedroom TV. It says HD TV on the remote. The Jensen TV is outside, and this is your outside DVD player remote. These are your adapters. This will take you down from 50 to 30. You should be able to run everything off the 30 amp if you don't have 50, except for maybe like the second AC. Now if you have these pigtails linked in series and you're all the way down to a standard household outlet, you won't be able to run the air conditioners or microwave with this outlet.
Without popping a breaker. Right?
Exactly. And with this one, again, you can only run one air conditioner or the other. If you want to have both ACs going at the same time, your plug-in source would have to be 50 amp, and then you can accomplish all of these items. This will control your fantastic fan, which is above your head in the living room. And all you do is you push on, and it'll give you an auto setup. The top number is the temperature inside the coach. The bottom temperature is the exhaust fan speed. So if you put it on auto, it will determine fan speed by how warm it gets inside the trailer.
Nice.
So in this case, it's 80 degrees in here. The fan speed's at 70%. If it's 90 degrees, it's going 100%. If it's 60 degrees, it's going 10%. So the hotter it gets in here, and the cooler it gets, the fan speed will change. Now we can control this manually by pushing this button again. It'll go to the manual operation mode, and then we can dial it up or down regardless of temperature in the coach. This one's equipped with a rain sensor, so if it rains, it'll close for you automatically. Or you can just hit the button again till the lights are off, and now it'll start to close for you. Okay, here we have a lot of your light switches, your slide-out controls. This button in particular will turn the ceiling fan on and off. Now that fan will run off electricity solely, unlike most of the other lights, which are 12-volt lights. This is your monitor panel. This is going to monitor things like battery level, fresh water level, tank indicator. So as you fill it up, you get more lights that come on. Black tank is for the toilet. Gray tank 1 is going to be for the bathroom, sink, and shower. Gray tank 2 is going to be solely for the kitchen sink tank. So as those tanks fill up, you get more lights that come on. Once they get full or close to full, that's when you want to go out and dump it. So you want to keep those gate valves closed. You let that tank go ahead and fill up. Once it gets full, then you go out there and you pull the gate valves to release the waste. These switches here are for the water heater. This is for gas. This one's for electric. Now we got 2 switches on this one for electric, one outside and one inside. They both have to be on in order for it to work off electricity. This switch says water pump. That's for your freshwater tank. So if you're not doing it remote camping and you're not pulling water out of that tank, you don't need to worry about this. I think you're going to be hooked up to city water, so this is only if you're using the portable water tank. These are security lights on both sides of the trailer. This is some of the interior lighting. This is ceiling light. This is your porch light switch. This button here extends and retracts the awning. These buttons will do your slide-out rooms. This is for the room on the right. This one's for the front room on the left. This one in the center will do all 3 in the rear. Those are hydraulics. They'll come in and out at the same time. But then again, you have isolation valves that we went over earlier, so you can control which room you want to come in and out. Okay, obviously this is your refrigerator. It'll run off electricity, propane, or both. Your on-off switch is on the right-hand side. The mode button's in the center. If you have it on auto, it'll run off electricity. If you lose power from a power outage or you unplug the trailer, it'll automatically switch to propane. And it'll run off propane until you regain power again, and then it switches back to electricity automatically. You can put it on LP, regardless if you're plugged in or not, and you can bypass it. Otherwise, you keep it on auto, and it'll primarily run off electricity. Again, when it's not available, it'll switch to LP. And then this is going to be your thermostat, 9 being the coldest, 1 being the coolest, or the warmest, excuse me. Okay, if you're not hooked up to cable or satellite and you're roughing it, there's always an antenna on the top that you can crank up. This booster button that has the green light has to be on for you to get local channels. If that's not on, you're not getting any channels. So make sure you press that button and crank up the antenna and you should be set. I think what we're going to find in order to get such a big bedroom in this, or a big mattress in this bedroom, what they've done is they've made this recess. So if you bring the slide outs in, the bed will actually push this in. And once in a while we get sheets or something caught in there, so all you got to do is press on it and pull that out. But this will push in when you bring both slides in. Splendid extra capacity, and that'll wash clothes and also dry them. It's all in one unit. That'll leave us enough room to hang items up here. So there's a rod here. You can take that one off if you want. There's a rod above it. There's additional storage in here. Also, we've got the washer dryer hooked up with the water connections here. There's valves on it if you want to shoot over here. You can turn these valves on and off for the water supply. So there's 2 of those. Cool.
I hope you've enjoyed the video, Michael, and I put together for you. It may seem really overwhelming to you, but it's really simple once you get used to it. I know that you're new at it, but it's not going to be that hard in time. We're going to be talking with transportation and get a real experienced driver to come down and bring it down for you so that he can answer your questions that you've got. There's also DVDs and CD-ROMs and the manual to get any kind of questions that you have. They can go through it for you. And then you got my number and you got Michael's number. Give us a call and we'll help you through anything. So thanks a lot for your business. Give my number to everyone else, and we'll hope to see you soon.